After weeks and weeks of starving, we've finally been given a new update to enjoy on Anime Vanguards. Update 1.75 looks to be a Steel Ball Run themed update that showcases new JoJo's units for us to obtain. Despite us finally getting an update though, there seems to be a lot of mixed opinions throughout the community. There's a lot of people who are grateful for the update, but there's also a ton of people who think that this update really just missed the mark for them. Today, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on all of this, and we'll discuss whether or not this update was worth the wait. So without any more delay, let's just get straight into it. So before anything, let's first quickly go over what we were given within the update. From update 1.75, we were given 3 new mythic units, an exclusive unit, a new raid to complete, a new raid shop that is complete with trait rerolls and evo materials, and a whole bunch of quality of life changes. But that's everything that's on paper. What did we actually get when we loaded up the update? Well, unfortunately, I have to say that the rollout of this update probably went as terribly as possible. A majority of the community was just completely confused with what was going on within the new raids, and honestly, I really can't blame them. Hell, I was confused what was happening too. There was also a consistent stream of bugs that we kept running into. Units completely not showing for 10 minutes straight, units being unable to damage enemies entirely, having their damage set to 0. There was just a plethora of problems off rip. Thankfully, most of these got fixed pretty quickly, but I think the damage was done, as pretty much everyone within the Vanguards Discord went to general chat and just started rioting. I mean, I couldn't look in there for 5 seconds without seeing the same copy pasta being spammed 5 times. However, I think that in reality, the problem has been blown like way out of proportion. Really, this happens with every update. People think that the stage is too hard or whatever they released is too hard. They complain. Then a couple days later, they realize and develop strategies for the update, and then, all of a sudden, everything all right. And then, all of a sudden, everything's just all right. And it's not like anyone can say that this hasn't happened before, as the community had the same exact reaction with the Igris and Sukuna boss raid events. As soon as they dropped, people immediately got to talking shit on the developers and the update, and was just extremely disappointed with what they received. And then a couple days later, when YouTube videos dropped and people started talking about strategies and the ways that they found to beat it, everyone completely forgot about all the hate that they had sent within general that caused it to be locked, and everything was just dandy again, all rainbows and flowers. Really, the one issue with the updates that I can definitely agree on are the major bugs that make it through, like the ones I was talking about earlier. Not being able to see units at all is crazy, but again, they fixed that really quickly. I mean, actually, I forgot about the banner bug. That was pretty annoying because I wasted a lot of gems figuring out which unit was actually on the banner, but I got both with what I wanted, so I can't complain too much. They also fixed that quickly as well, so again, there's really not much to complain about, except for the people that rolled on those broken banners. Really, all I could see was a unit name, but I think it was Valentine and Chozo on the side. You really just had to rejoin and look for a different server so that it would fix itself. Again, I think people just really need to stop being so negative. Despite the first 12 minutes of the update being unplayable, the gameplay isn't that bad. Once you figure out how to complete the stage, it actually becomes pretty simple. It's just that people take it as they see it and really don't try at all to kind of figure out what's going on. Toji can ignore damage reduction, so he completely breaks open the modifier problem that everyone was having extreme trouble with figuring out. Gojo is still a great unit for his full AoE time stop. Julius is one of the best units for this mode because he gets a damage buff against the sturdy enemies, and he also freezes. And 2 of the 3 units that I just mentioned do not have the water or nature element, which is what's intended to be necessary to kill those new sturdy enemies with the modifier. On top of all this, you definitely have to make sure that you're using your steel balls correctly and at the right times so that killing the 2 bosses at the end of stage 5 is as easy as possible. And one of my biggest problems with the recent updates before this was that the content just wasn't hard enough to actually be fun to play. But with this, I actually feel good about beating the stage. The chance to get the exclusive unit on the Act 5 is actually pretty good too, even though we have a limited amount of tries. 3% to get the exclusive unit is double of what the Granny Psycho chance was, and that Dandadan stage, the Infinite, took 30 minutes to complete as well. So I think that's pretty generous. Now, of course, there are other things that I think are wrong with the update. It's not just the bugs. There's no battle pass, there's no new codes, not having a forced banner with the new units, all things that I definitely would have liked to have, but saying that the update is trash because these things aren't included just doesn't make much sense. Again, it's a quarter of an update. We'll probably receive half the things I just mentioned within a week or two. I don't blame people for not liking the update, but I think that people are gassing it just a bit too much. As much as you guys love to call me a glazer for Anime Vanguards, I can understand and accept where the devs went wrong about this update. That said, this doesn't mean that there isn't an actual upside to the update. There's still a lot to be enjoyed. I just think a lot of people played for a bit, didn't really stick around to find out why they were losing so badly, and gave up and started berating the devs in general chat. Me and my stream were definitely feeling the same way at the start of the update, but slowly as we played the game together, we were able to figure out a solid strategy to beating Act 5 consistently. I mean, we only beat it twice because one of our 4 people left. It's still really a hard stage, but it was fun to figure out. And honestly, I think that's where a lot of anime tower defense games go wrong. They really just drop a bunch of time killer updates that really have nothing else to them besides a large grind. That's what I thought was wrong with the Dawn update. Once you get every unit, that doesn't really take long besides I guess Granny Psycho and Diavolo, there's really nothing else for you to go for. Diavolo being that low of a chance was really, I think, them saying, hey, here's a unit to grind for this update, it's a really low chance to get it, good luck. It doesn't really incentivize people to really go after it. In fact, I think it kind of does the opposite. But adding something new for people to figure out and actually struggle with is a good thing. It gets your brain moving, you feel me? All in all, I think that everyone as a whole really needs to just take the time to actually play through updates. It took me 2 hours to realize that it really wasn't as bad as people say, and really this isn't an issue with just the anime Roblox scene. I think it's really just an internet problem, as online toxicity is just at an all-time high. But I'm not going to go too deep into that as I'm not an internet doctor. I feel like the attention span of everyone is just crazy low right now, and as a group we're gonna have to bring that back up. Deciding that this update was trash within 30 minutes is low-key a little crazy. You know, it definitely does not take 30 minutes to completely see everything that this update has to offer. Y'all can do what you want. Not everything I say should dictate how you guys run your lives, but you also shouldn't let someone else sway your opinion on something that neither of you have experienced. Always do your own research, bruh. Anyways, yeah, update's good, but the initial release was bad. That's all I have to say for now. If you loved or hated this video, definitely subscribe so that you can love or hate more of my videos. I appreciate all the comments, whether they're negative or positive. I welcome all different perspectives of views. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Also, before I completely end this video, I almost forgot to mention that all of my links are in the description, and I also just streamed that entire update for around 2 hours. You know, I'm not really a streamer, but that is a rare occurrence, and if you don't want to miss the next one, then I highly suggest that you go and check out my Discord, and you also subscribe, again, just in case, you know, so you don't want to miss that. I was playing the entire time with some of you guys, and so if you want a chance to do that, then, you know, go ahead and do whatever I just said. Okay, I'm gonna end the video for real now. Thanks for watching, man.